Welcome back, and today we're going over Bayard. Now, Rokatsuki was nice enough to give us a Bayard replay when we first started the channel, and we were to make that into a review portion. We had to compare DeGrasse and Bayard at the time, but now we can do a more proper one. But we're not going to go over everything. Since I expect a lot of you will be using this ship in operations, I'm going to give you the absolute bare minimum of what you need to use this ship. So, without the merits flag, 5% to credits, 55 to ship XP, 65 to commander XP, and then a 300 or 100 with the clan, 400 if you put a grade booster on. So, nothing special. Armor-wise, 25mm bow. It's 25mm armor all along the side. The Citadel's right there. The turret armor isn't the best at 50 to 100mm, and then the superstructure at 13. Now, we will show you her Citadel. That's it, ladies and gents. That's her Citadel. As you can see, you go through the 25mm bow, you go to the Citadel. You take it to the side, you go through the Citadel. So, yeah, she is squishy. So you have to be aware of that. As you can tell, we do have a lot of XP on the ship before we brought you the replay. So we put it through a severe testing. Survivability-wise, stock-wise is 34,700, 28% torpedo reduction. Now, the main attributes are the ship are the guns. The secondaries are good, but the guns are her main bread and butter. 7.5 second reload, 3.4 switch time, or 4.5 switch time, sorry. 13 second 180, 136 max dispersion, 16 kilometer range, 2200 to shell damage for HE, 3300 for AP damage. Velocity at the same for both for 870. So they are pretty floaty. They do have an arch to them, but that does work in their advantage. 12% to fire, which is actually pretty good. 30 millimeter armor penetration. It's not the best by far. You will break and bounce on a lot of battleships and stuff you will be facing in ops. That will happen. But the sheer quantity of shells you're pumping out makes up for that. Because you are shooting 12 shells every 7.5 seconds. When you switch that in half with the reload booster, that goes up a lot. You're putting a lot of shells out, is what I'm saying. So the caliber at being only 152s doesn't really matter. Okay? You're going to have fun in this ship. Believe me. I love this ship with a passion. Torps are actually very decent at 9 kilometers, 6 second 180, a minute and a half reload, 15,000 max damage. They do 60 knots and a 1.3 detectability range. They're pretty good. They're really good torps. That 9 kilometer range gives you a lot of flexibility to be actually using these torps in operations. The only downside is you do have to kind of show a slight broadside to get these off, with only 3 on each side. So be wary of that when you use them. Airstrike these. It is an airstrike one, so you can fight subs if you're taking in the randoms. Or if we get a op with submarines on it. So it can fight submarines. And it is pretty decent. AA is actually very decent also. 6 dual mount, 57 millimeters. And then she gets the secondary guns, which are 4 dual 100 millimeter guns. Continue, and then you'll get the damage. It's mostly in the long range and the medium range. There's no short range AA. But that is pretty decent. Again, this is without Def AA. You can take Def AA in the place of Hydro. But it's still pretty decent. I wouldn't recommend going after a CV, but without Def AA. I've tried. It didn't end well. Maneuverability, 37 knots, 34 knots, sorry. 730 turning circle, and a 4.4 rudder shift spec'd into it. And a 12 kilometer detectability with her Artillery range being 16 kilometers. So you do get a little bit of a stealth window. But this is how I run Bayard. It's unconventional, but it works. Like I said, she doesn't have the best armor. So main armaments 1, you need engine boost modification 1. I cannot stress how much you need this. And the reason I say that is because when you pop this thing in that engine boost, that's a 4-minute long engine boost. That's 4 minutes of engine boost right there. That is the difference between life and death in this ship. Trust me. When you have the engine boost running, you can speed around the map, you can run around, you can duck and dodge, you can do everything. Without it, you are slightly sluggish, so you need to invest in the engine boost. Aiming systems, steering gears, and then steering gears mod 2. That's why I said spec into it. Because with the engine boost, with everything going, that's an insane amount of maneuverability. I mean, you can dodge shells. I've bounced some battleship shells on this thing. I don't know how I bounced them, but I bounced them. With Superintendent, you get 4 charges of hydro, 4 charges of engine boost, and 5 charges of main battery reload. Now, you could take FAA, but this is literally what you want to be running. Unless you're divvying up with the CV and randoms, or they change matchmaking where if like you took a CV and there'd be a little bit more carriers, you don't really need it. So always take hydro. For the build, it's also a very unorthodox build. I am running my Republic captain on it, and he is the special Captain Charles Henri. And so I have Grease the Gears, Gun Feeder, Last Stand for the maneuverability, consumable enhancements, plus the engine boost consumable, plus the enhancement. That's 4 minutes long. So there is an advantage in investing into that engine boost. And then the enhanced Adrenaline Rush, Superintendent, outnumbered, because you get +8 to ship speed, and you get a -10 to dispersion. That's a god tier. When that thing activates, you become that much more stronger in this ship. By far. And then top grade gunner. As you can see, I'm focused more towards maneuverability and abusing my consumables and abusing my guns. That's literally the only 2 things you need to know on this ship. Abuse your speed, abuse your guns, and abuse your consumables. Those 3 things are what you need to learn to survive in the Bayard. You don't need to take survivability action. I hate seeing people with this skill. I hate it. It's a waste of 3 points. It's not worth it. It isn't worth it. But I will get into the replay and we'll show you how Bayard does it. Hello and welcome to Bayard, folks. We're on Operation Nerai with the Littorio, Poltava, Heinrich, Hipper, myself, a Harbin, and a Lazo. And it's going to be a really good game. Now, I was able to pick up the Bayard from this festive anniversary, and I really do enjoy this ship. I really do enjoy it. I think it's an amazing ship. My buddy Devil hates this ship. My first match was on Operation Hermes, and I did really good. Top of the team, brand new ship, everything. Didn't know how to play it besides seeing other people play it. But I really do enjoy the ship. I think it has great guns, great speed, very decent maneuverability when fully built into it. Since you do see, I did have maneuverability build, so I had like a 5-second reload, or 5-second rudder check, which is critical for this thing. Because this thing, as you saw, has no armor. So I spec'd into what I knew this ship's strengths were. It's a little bit of a funny build, yes, but I do think it works. And I would like to try this build out in randoms and see what it does. So I don't feel like your concealment is really necessary. I love this ship. I think it's a great ship. I think we can make this ship into its own series. And I'm still trying to come up with a name, Bayard, something. I've already got the first episode ready. I'm just trying to figure out the right name. And I'm just hammering this Leander. Before he's even able to get any shots. Fortunately, the Heinrich's closest, so he shoots the Heinrich. So I'm just peppering him with armor-piercing shells. The hard part is, Leander is such a decent hard ship to Citadel, it seems like. Because you can aim right where it's supposed to be, and yeah, it's like tucked in there. But we don't get the kill, unfortunately. But we do a significant amount of damage to it. We leave him on, like, no HP. Now, we do pop our Hydro for our team, because the DD isn't our Hydro range. So, we get the spotting damage since he's in there. They shoot him, we get all that spotting damage for our ship. A little bit of spotting damage. It's not bad. We are going to nuke this Dallas right after that. So, and it is dangerous doing it, right? Because you have the Lagariciel that can shoot you and will set you on fire. So there is a downside to it. Because he will hurt you, even though he is only tier 6. You don't have the armor. But then again, any cruiser transitioning this straight doesn't have armor. See, once we find the Dallas and Citadel, it just goes down real quickly. That's why the reload booster's there. I mean, I've had faster deletions, by far. Let's be honest. I've done this about 3 times now, and I've had better deletions. They killed the Lagariciel. And as you can tell, our Littorio is still AFK. So that's not great. And I'm telling the Heinrich to get back because we have a Harbin. The Harbin doesn't... The Heinrich doesn't need to go over there. By far, he doesn't have... He doesn't. There's no point for him to go there. So it's irritating. It is irritating. Because the Harbin is perfectly capable of killing us. And we need those torps over here. Like, Potava doesn't have a lot of health. But Potava's a great ship, but it doesn't have the best armor. And Missouri goes straight through that bow. And you can see the thing's a fucking size of a candle almost. It's long as hell. Now it is difficult. It is tricky near crossing the strait, but that's why you want to watch the Missouri's guns. Then the Cleveland is another issue for any ship going to the CV. Because of that armor HE. Right there, he just shoots me and I get a double fire set on him. I pop a reload booster and I'm gonna spam this guy with armor piercing shells as much as I can. 4,000, 3,000, it all adds up. But see, the Missouri is just being left on because the Heinrich's gone. So that Missouri is just able to just steam in there. And the last one, this is his torps. And the Poltava really wasn't getting into a position to hit his broadside. So there was that. Fortunately, the Hipper was still there. Otherwise, we would have lost like all those ships, let's be honest. But I mean, the Poltava was too... He was playing way too passive. And you see, God, I hate this game sometimes. That is the Littorio. He is finally coming to battle. And I'm clicking United. We need one to go down the middle and one to go help the other side. But the Littorio is in battle now. So we do have him coming down. He's going to have a lot of time to make up. But if he has Brisk on, it's basically a Roma. Roma does like 33 knots. So if he just drives in a straight line, he'll be here. It'll take him maybe 2-3 minutes at top speed, maybe. But he'll catch up. And see, we are detected by the planes, and the Cleveland is shooting its own down. That is a problem being in this position, because Cleveland can shoot very distant. And again, Heinrich, I don't know why he was down there. We can gun down this Farragut without a doubt, without the real ghost. So we don't have to worry about it. There goes Farragut. Hipper picks up the Wakeful, and we're going to see how that Cleveland does it. And he torps the Cleveland. So right then there, we've kind of secured the transport, which is great. Right now we're looking at 5 stars, but I imagine we'll be looking at about 4 stars, in all honesty. Armor piercing loaded, reload booster, and we're just going to wreck this Omaha. He does drop both weapons, so we have to get out of here. And it's going to be close. We do pick up the CD, but we've got a permanent fire on us. And those were the Littorio shots coming in, which I don't blame him for trying to snipe him. Get back! And I'm telling the Poltava to get back because there is no reason for him to push up like that. Yes, to draw fire, I get that. But there are easier ways to do it. Don't throw your ship all the way up in there. And I pop my engine boost. Again, it's a 4-minute long speed boost with the module. And we do lose that transport, which is unfortunate. And right there, we're down to 3-4 stars. And that's the issue with Narai these days, is that people are never in those positions to get ahead of the convoy to protect it. So you're able to basically get those 5 stars. It's a tough op to do anymore to get 5 stars with a bunch of randoms. It is. At max, you can hope for best of 3 to 4 stars with a random team. You need a full coordinated div just to crack 5 stars. And it's sad. This used to be one of the easiest ops ever. And you do see that I am trying to shoot and trying to help protect the lead transport. As you can see, he is already half health. Poltava's pushing in. Again, really no reason for him to push in like that. And you see, his health is just evaporating. He's basically throwing his ship away. And I'm just trying to shoot every ship potentially that will kill. Because we can get at least 3 stars right now. running and gunning. I don't care about the shots. I'm just pushing in to try to help. I'm just going to try to clear this side up so that... And then go after the anchorage to help protect those transports. Get this Indian Nationals down and then go after the anchorage. That's the key. We do get a pot shot at us by Queen Elizabeth. And we're up to 330k right now. Now I switch immediately to the anchorage, because I know that's going to kill those transports on that side. So I gotta help out the Heinrich. Keep him. I can help keep the Heinrich alive and get some fire on these, you know, cruisers to just try to weaken them enough. It's enough. Heinrich picks up that ship, so that's great. Heinrich does go down, but we're up there now shooting. And the Littorio's also shooting the anchorage. I got a double fire on that guy. And he's shooting the Littorio. So that's great. That means that the transports over here are safe. Pop Hydro to the corpse. It is an anchorage after all. Armor piercing to the side. Should be able to pick it up. He drops corpse. But we should still be able to get 1,400 troops. Armor piercing again into the side of the Chappie. Wreck his health. Transport is going to take a torp, but we've secured the 1,400 troops. So, I believe we're at 3 stars, I think. I think it's 3 stars. Possibly 4, but I'm thinking 3. I can't remember. Or I lose track. And I'm just speed boosting. I'm like, let's try. Let's just go for it. Torps off. Fires and floods on him. I will be taking his armor piercing shells, so that might kill him. Fortunately, he just overpens us, which saves us. And we end up at 482. So close to 500k. But we end up with 10 kills, 15 fires, 36 citadels. Assistant, natural selection, and a major contribution. One of my highest damage games ever. I believe that was a 4-star op. Might have been 3. I honestly I can't pay attention anymore to it. But that's just what happens when you do Narai with a bunch of random teams anymore. That's just the benefit. The least you can hope for is to pull a win. I was very, happy with this kind of damage. I was. I've never come this close to 500k. Never. The last time I crossed the 400k was in a Bagration game on Operation Defensive Newport. That was the last time I think I had crossed 400k and came close and was over that, but I've never come to this close to 500k. That's still a mark that still eludes me. But I think it's just a great game, a great display of Bayard, and you have to do a considerable amount of damage and just get yourself shipped into the fight to score a major contribution. If you score a major contribution on Operation Narai, pat yourself on the back. And feel free to send the replay, because that is a tough medal to get on this. You have to seriously pull some shit to get that medal. So you're cracking high amounts of damage, and I think this was a great game. Shows Bayard's strengths to a T.